Everybody, clearing. Okay, so on the pre-shuffle, I got my instructions just like every other day, and what I was hearing is what's irking everyone. What are the feminines perturbed about? Can't figure out what are they doing that's kind of, or what are they thinking about in their own lives and in these twin connections. So what is it? What's frustrating the feminines at this time in their own lives? Let's start there. So what's going on in the feminines' worlds? What is of concern? What is uncertain? Okay, King of Wands in the reverse and Four of Wands, union. So not knowing who's showing up fully. King of Wands in the reverse is like this kind of elusive promise that union is going to happen. Four of Wands is union, so it's ambiguous who the masculine that's going to step into twin flame readiness is going to be. So if you only have one masculine that kind of has been highlighted by the divine, then you're wondering if they're ever going to step into those shoes. If there's multiple masculine energies, you're like, which one is it going to be? If there's nobody, you're like, where is my person? When am I going to meet them? So that's kind of what's perturbing the feminines in their lives more than anything right now. What do we need to know about that? Expand. So this is expansion of internal capacity. When it's in the inverse, it has to do with first person. So divine feminines, more patience, dare I say, there's something like that. I'm going to clarify. What kind of expansion are the feminines being asked to have? Okay, we got a few things. One thing in the past. So something's already started. What is that? Freedom. Your own freedom. You're not property. You are not, an object. All those things. Part of the spaciousness that's happened regarding timing here is so that you know what feeling in your own energy is. Not aloneness, solitude, but even beyond that, your worthiness, feminines. You having this peace to do whatever you want. What a glorious time on the planet that you, divine feminine, can come and go as you want, when and where and how, and do the things that you love to do in your own right without having to answer to anybody, without having to go through anyone for permission. If you're not there yet, keep clearing your karma so that you can come into this and expand your capacity, the freedom to be fully you, to self-identify, to do the things with your time that you want, everything in the way you desire, the way you want to have it, divine feminines. So you've already been working on that. You've already been experiencing that. It's a work in progress. It's a continual expansion to remember yourself that way. And in the more immediate, disillusion and change. So this is also expanding your capacity to let go of lower vibrational suffering thoughts, ways of looking at things, and to flow with changes. So freedom to be who you are, letting go of the things that aren't you on every level, mentally, physically, emotionally, and rolling with changes, knowing that it's all coming through you. So yeah, part of why this King of Wands energy hasn't been confirmed fully in union is so that you can see who you are aside from that divine feminine in all those ways. Truly, to get that firsthand experience of wholeness. Okay, what can we see for the masculines? What is irking the masculines? We're going to do one more for the feminines. So that was in their own right. Kind of had to do with masculine energy, not necessarily the divine counterpart that feminines are watching for. So think of the person you're watching this for. So let's see. And you, divine masculines, if you are watching this because somebody is your divine feminine, this is likely what they're irked about you. So what is it we can see? Divine feminines for their divine counterpart. Oh yeah, of course. Progress in the physical. Where is it? What's that? Progress in the physical. So all jokes aside, the feminines are wondering, when they're going to see the results. What can we see for the feminines regarding when the feminines are going to see some results? Connect. So in the reverse, I'm really getting it's the masculine's turn to really step forward and connect. The feminines have done everything they can to show that they are standing the test of time and open and willing and becoming ready. So it's all divine timing when the masculines have this green light go to come forward and to make contact or to talk about the deeper things, to get to know why these connections have so much chemistry, why these counterparts have been connected by the universe. Divine feminines, you are being given this card that says, wait for it, it's coming. I think by confirmation that these two cards came out, progress in the physical, it's on the table. So you already know, feminines. I'm going to call you out here. Just because you're wondering if it will happen, the fact that you're wondering if it will happen means you're in the vicinity of it, or it wouldn't even be a thought in your mind. So tuck that in your back pocket and continue in going forward. When you reach this union point of contact, you'll know, you will sense a different frequency than you've ever had, and your masculine will sense a different frequency. Okay, I'm going to put all these back and use the same decks for the masculines. Do the same cards. What is bothersome to the masculines in their lives right now? What is irking the masculines on their side of the energy? Fill out a little bit into the future. So 4 of Cups and 8 of Cups. Interesting. So in the near future, this month or so, I'm getting, they're really going to look at unrequited love and things that feeling left behind, feeling like they're leaving behind or being left behind in regard to things that are unbalanced in love, where it hasn't been an equal exchange, or when they've been hanging on to the past. It's like they have to, that's a very good message for many. I'm getting that they're finally going to leave the heartache of karmic relationship failure behind. They're going to let go of exes that have been holding them back. They're finally going to walk away from the third party energy that's kept them from feeling safe, secure, worth risking it for these connections. So yeah, there's something still frustrating the masculines about, I heard, their first loves or their karmic loves or karmic dynamics that they're going to be walking away from. The 8 of Cups is often a card that shows 3 cups that are being left behind, and that's where I'm getting the third energy here. So with these connections, the masculines are still not feeling like they can come forward to them because they still have to leave some of their glory days in the past. Some things that they thought they had to one up, get better at, love more fully, those things are being, the perceived failures are being left. So word of advice for the masculines that are going to be coming into this energy. Wisdom. So yeah, you are being shown still some wisdom over this next few weeks, masculines, about why these things were not actually meant to be in your life for the long term, why they were not viable, and that the best is yet to come, not that that was the best you'll ever receive. So there's some wisdom that you're meant to take from it still, masculines. Okay, what's irking the masculines most about their divine feminine, their actual counterpart? Directly the connection. Okay, we also got some things into the past. So judgment, seeing, not being able to unsee the connection. Literally just like having their eyes open to it and it being so different than what they expected that there's some catch up to do in that regard. And 7 of Cups, confusion. 2 of Swords, blockage. Page of Cups, la la land. So these are kind of all of the superiority, inferiority issues that can come up where, you know, there's this thing that's being shown on the feminine, and yet there's all this other stuff. And so the masculines are really, you know, irked by that. that they're like, okay, this, but what about all this? And that is the process of alignment. So divine masculines, that might irk you because you've never seen things so energetically clear before, but your eyes have been opened, and now there is some cleanup to do. There is some knowing yourself. This promotes such growth. But let's see what the masculines need to know about the inconvenient truth that they've seen here with their feminine. Yes, I heard on one hand the chemistry is off the charts. On the other hand, to access that consistently, XYZ has to be done. So you're not going to be able to put it down, masculines. And look at that, we get the exact same connect card. What are we looking at? Courage. So they are mustering the courage to connect. So it's not just divine guidance that's going to be informing the masculines, but their level of courage. Love is the most encouraging energy that there is. We can overcome any of these inconvenient obstacles in the name of love. And so you won't require a great deal of courage when it's ready, when you're ready, divine masculines. So take comfort in that it will be an empowered motion forward to your feminine when it's time. And take note of that, feminines, that when your masculine comes forward, they will be empowered. It won't be something that is too risky or feeling like too much of a stretch. It is a leap of faith to align with these connections, but it won't be something inauthentic when it's actually time. Wow, good stuff. So all that's on the table. Remember, the messages that come up are such a beautiful indicator of where the connections are at. Okay, let's get the divine angle, and we get High Priest coming in here and Progress, Metatron seal. So yes, there is a spiritually there is a natural template of love that is here, that we're all aligning to, that is an inherent part of the cosmos, that humanity is up-leveling to align with. And so we're going to pull on those energies for the collective, and where the collective is at. We'll see now where the feminines are consciously at regarding those, and where the masculines are consciously at regarding those energies. For how the connections are being viewed by each, how each other is being assessed, viewed, thought about, and so on. So conscious mind for the connections. Oh, abundance, yes. So abundance is insight. So both counterparts are focused on this next level aliveness, the overcoming of emotions. How are the feminines experiencing that? The star in the reverse. So really looking, I heard flip-flopping between whether their divine counterpart is their destined partner or not. And so there is a deep surrender, a next level letting go. We got a bit of those messages in the beginning, with some having multiple potential DMs, some having nobody in mind, some just wondering if their DM's a dud. Yes, so there's some interesting energy. The feminines are putting it all down and just enjoying the ride, I heard. Masculines, Ace of Wands, purpose, abundance. So the feminine has been a huge influence. The masculines are really taking cue of how the divine counterpart has been making their waves in the world, I just heard. So there is an inspired knowing. It's almost like you have reached a certain level of accountability, feminines, and now you're taking a break while the masculines get down to it. That's what I just heard. So yes, this connection, remember, this is about what the connection has shown the counterparts. And so it's the dynamic, that third energy, that informs both the twins. Not the direct twin per se, but the energy, the awarenesses about dynamics and interactions that come to light. This is what is informing the masculines of how to really step into their authentic higher timelines, to show up with that level of inspiration in their life and purpose. And the feminines are realizing they don't have to do the efforting, and that they can rest and they can allow and they can magnetize. They're seeing their worthiness. What can the collective see about the counterpart at this time? Wow, so we get the moon, Luna, a lot of emotionality here. So we did have, eclipses and full moon. Amazing. So the moon is highly influential right now regarding bringing certain shadow aspects to light about the counterparts. Deeper dynamics are effortlessly seen right now. So there may have been some major aha moments about things that look one way on the surface and another way been revealed underneath. So I'm hearing specifically certain insecurities that have been expressing on the surface level are being seen compassionately for the underlying understanding of them. For the feminines, what are we getting? The High Priestess. Yes, your eyes are being opened. This is very cosmic feminine energy here, like the Empress, the moon, the High Priestess. These are all the cosmic feminine aspects. So divine feminines, you're in your knowing, you're in your non-action, just witnessing, exuding, sponging it up, soaking it up. There's confirmations coming in. There is a lot of, you're writing the book on it, I just heard. So many divine feminines are taking notes of these deep, deep human nature things, but spiritual truths that are being revealed. And I just heard the merging of the spiritual truths and the human aspects. So there's this continuity between the dimensions that the feminines are seeing. They're seeing cycles within cycles, but they're also seeing with compassion that there can be patience, because it's a developmental journey, not a goal-oriented journey, I just heard. So it can be emotional when we're like impatient about it becoming, or we can feel all of the energies swirling, but the feminines are holding their zen and allowing it to be what it is, I just heard. And the masculines, Son of Pentacles. So this is a little bit of a diligent step forward here, walking through the emotions, continuing, carrying on anyways. So this full moon has been very, very emotional. I'm seeing for many masculines, they've had this secret emotional turmoil within. You can see that this buck is sort of going forward consistently, but listening to things from the past, kind of thinking about their thoughts all within their inner world. So there's this constantly thinking of what's happened here and the connection, and that they can't escape this, and that it continues to inform them even if they are not showing others that they are heavily invested in this, or even that there is a connection in general. There is this secret silent knowing that you are so core in their inner world, feminines. And I'm being drawn to the pentacle in the moon, that the moon has shown them a physical world angle, vision, approach that could happen here that they hadn't thought of before. It's like they are realizing, let me get it, all the other options are being pulled away from them, and time again, you are still standing in the spotlight. I just heard divine feminine. So the masculines are seeing that happen again, where you are the one that they know is ready, willing, and able, standing there as available to them. They know this energetically, whether that's what you've said to them or not. They are seeing that they could hit you up, they could call you, they could get to know you, they could talk to you. They're feeling that connection nudge. And there's been another level of clearing, thinning the herd, I just heard. So yeah, you are back in the spotlight, feminines. Even on my table, this buck is staring right towards this high priestess. with magnetic antlers. What are the heart space of the twins? Okay, teamwork in the physical, 3 of crystals. So this is talking about working together in the physical for a common goal. How are the feminines receiving this? The lovers, yeah. They're seeing compassionately, like this is a combination that the world has never seen before. And they are knowing when we have true love as the foundation between two, nothing is impossible. And it's super innovative and expansive and fun and carefree and also mature and wise and founded, grounded, chill. What are the masculines experiencing on the heart space? They have work to do. There's a lot of diligent energy here going towards the future while letting go of a lot of immature or pipe dream kind of things and just putting in the steps needed to go towards this physical sharing of physical time and space. For some, they know this is inevitable, that they're going to be getting to know you better. But it's like there are things that they need to actually do to get their lives in that frequency where they have the available openness or time, or they don't have constraints. There still is this perseverance needed for them to get to a place. So that can be letting go of certain paradigms, letting go of circumstances in the physical so they could actually connect further. But their heart is pulling them towards it. Their emotions are telling them they can't put you down. What are we seeing for the heart space for the counterparts? Oh, surrender, seeker of chalices. Look at this heart wide open, heart chakra. So the counterparts are both kind of like just saying yes in a sweet way. It's like, I don't need to know what the world or how it will all work out, but bring it on. Let it happen. Feminines, strength, humility. So I just heard the feminines no longer want to actively tell you to fall into line. They don't want to sell you on this. They don't want to be impatient. They don't want to convince you. They don't want to, pitch it in a way that they're putting effort into that. They just want to believe that their reputation precedes them, that you know what they're about, that you know how amazing your feminine is, divine masculine, that there is nothing, left to know. Their character, their frequency, their joy, I just heard youthfulness, their playfulness, their mystery. It's all there. This divine feminine energy. And so the feminines are realizing they don't need to do anything else except just to surrender to who they now know they've become. And you would simply be a fool, divine masculines. The feminines are saying a fool for love, wink wink. That wasn't a criticism. And that's okay, that you can need them that way. It's not really a need. When we allow love to make us feel good, when we do give into it and come home to it. So the feminines know that these connections are so absolutely amazing that they don't have to work for them in those stressful ways, that they can allow these connections to come in. And the masculines, yes, we have another layer of the sexual attraction for other options falling away. The feminines are like, that spotlight is on the feminine as the one for them sexually, that they have not had a connection like this that draws them. You are the sexiest, you are the most attractive. It's your mind, your emotions, your body, your soul. It's all of it. You're the full picture. They see that you are also patient and kind, and you really love me, I just heard. So yeah, divine feminines, your masculine knows that being loved by someone who's capable of loving is a great turn on. So yeah, they are surrendering to this connection on the heart space because they know your love is real. They know after everything you've been through that you actually love them. That's the only logical explanation. To actually love them. What is the manifestation that each are being guided to do in their own right now? Work on feeling this abandonment, the illusion of separation. So both are being asked to throw that concept out. We're never alone. All of us are just being asked to stop looking at things in these segregation ways. When you have a period of solitude, like we saw for the feminines in the beginning of this reading, it's a chance for you to delight in who you are and what you want to do with your time. You should have a lot of really cool things to do when you find yourself with free time to be able to go and do those things. And so illusions here are that you are somehow the odd one out. That is simply not a truth. If you're bored when you're alone, you're boring. What are you going to do about it? And the feminines. Oh, this is the Queen of Swords in the reverse. That's a bad attitude, feminines. So if there are any of these shadow aspects coming up, it is time to take a good hard look at any of the bad attitude that's coming up so that you can get real with it. If you have a bad attitude, you're going to have opportunities to have a difficult experience until you change that consistently as a way of life. And so many, I'm hearing, will actually recognize that maybe you've had a bad attitude in the past and now you don't. So celebrate that, because we are releasing this odd one out energy once and for all. And divine masculines, yes, get emotional about the fact that you don't need to be alone. You don't have to be an island. You don't have to be a stoic lone wolf. You can get real about what your emotions are telling you, that you want to be cuddled, that you want to spend time with a best friend, that you want to have a partner in crime. Wink, wink, not literally. Isn't it weird to have to say disclaimers like that? Oh my gosh. Okay, for that one person listening, I did not mean actual crime. But divine masculines, yes, you can take on the world with your person. You don't have to keep yourself in this false leadership role that doesn't let anyone in for fear that that's not masculine enough. Open your heart. Be smushy wishy, divine masculine. Let your feminine know how much you love love. What are the twins being asked to look at to manifest together? Getting out of our heads, freeing our minds. The feminines, letting go of control, but also controlling your own life, running your own ship, steering your own ship, and not worrying so much about what your masculine is up to. When you don't hold yourself back, when you go do all the fun, cool things that you would like to do with or without your counterpart, that time flies when you're having fun. Masculines, you've got some patience here. There is a waiting period. So there is an impatience with what the masculines want to see happen in the 3D, is what I just heard. So regarding these connections, many of the masculines know there's a little bit of something they're waiting for. So all of them seem to have set some sort of a goal, or they've been given some divine guidance that there is a next milestone or hurdle or process. They know there's something going on in your connection that they're waiting to see the result of, which way it will go. So masculines, keep a positive mind. Don't be in this hopeless fear-based stuff about which way this will go. Be positive. I'm hearing like this is your chance to understand that you manifest your reality and that you don't have to fear the worst, that you can wait and see, but clear this fear out so that when you see the goodness for what it is, you can point it out instead of being ill-equipped in the moment. I just heard the masculine say it's going to go bad like it's always gone bad. No. This is your divine counterpart. It won't go bad. You'll cross that bridge together as a team. We saw that teamwork. So there is a little bit of an energy coming up for the counterparts that requires more of a teamwork with how to look at certain logistics, aspects, thoughts. There does seem to be not so much a compromise, but win-win coming in, where we're being asked not to look at things as at odds, but to help each other see angles that are more unifying than segregating. So yeah, that requires you, Divine Masculines, to get up out of your fear-based thoughts and to keep an open mind about what's about to happen. So I do think getting to know each other on a deeper level is coming in, and that there's going to be more opportunity to ask for understanding rather than prejudging the scenarios. What can we see for the actions the twins are being asked to take? So energetically moving forward with the things that are in alignment behind the scenes. Feminines, this means clearing out too many energies in your energy field. This means saying no to things that you know aren't a fit. So that's other suitors. If you don't see a future tuning into a connection with someone, if you don't see a future with that person, then don't mislead yourself or others and invest in those particular ways. Look for other reasons you might have been pulled together or met or whatnot. But keep your ducks in a row right now. Continue purifying, feminines, based on the energetic assessment of people in your life and how central they need to be for your knowing. You know, your knowing already knows sort of how primary each person in your energy field needs to be, and so it's time to really get that straight to yourself. And masculines, 10 of Pentacles. There are long-term goals that you've had, Divine Masculines, that you're needing to let go of, and there are unconventional future plans coming onto the radar that you need to include. So yes, there is a defining the new norm energy going on for the masculines here. So based on the energetics, based on whether it's 100% yes for you or not, you're going to have to be releasing certain things and being openly curious about certain atypical things, specifically with your divine connection, but also career and living situation and karmic endings I'm hearing. What are the actions that the counterparts are being asked to take directly towards each other? Public victory. So this is easing up a little bit about, you know, I guess for some that are in karmic situations, other marriages, other relationships where the connection is on the down low for career reasons or whatever it may be, continue working towards this victory so that your mindset, your choices, your affiliations pave the way for this love rather than lord over why this love can't be common knowledge. For the feminines, it's overcoming the devil. So there's nothing more powerful than this kind of a love that overcomes any obstacle and can just be owned authentically as truth in our lives. So you don't want to settle for a love that's any less than that, Divine Feminines. Any connection that can't just be full-on celebrated in any environment on any level, keep working towards that freedom, whether that's your mindset that needs to shift or, you know, only wanting to be in connections with people who are ready, willing, and able for your connection to be celebrated publicly, you know, or at least not hidden. Keep believing that you are worthy of that with whomever it is that you deem that person. You would deserve them. Whether that's your person or not remains to be seen as the story unfolds, but Tell yourself you're worthy of that, divine feminines. And this public victory for the masculines, yes, there is a necessary ending. So all the masculines are necessarily ending something, whether that's a paradigm, a situation, a relationship, a circumstance. Divine masculines, you are absolutely ending the old and ushering in the new, so that you can fully live your life on your terms and not have to bow down to the paradigms of others or to karmic contracts, I just heard. So that can be with people, that can be with paradigms, circumstances, but you are releasing karmic contracts, masculines. What is the biggest challenge for the twins at this time? The new beginning in the physical, uncharted territory. We've never been here before, so we are writing the story right now. And the feminines, this is the Two of Coins, this is the Ace of Coins. So the feminines know that it takes two. These are equal here. It's not one higher than the other. So yeah, divine feminines just know that you are ready for equality in a relationship. You are ready to have a balanced connection, a real connection, an authentic connection. It can be baby steps, it can start small, but you are ready for the real thing in the physical, not tiptoeing around anything that theoretically is the real thing. We're really ready for the real thing, not that was almost good enough or falling in love with potential. So divine masculines, they really just want the real deal now. And masculines, what are we getting? So deep intuition. You feel it and sense it coming. You can't unsee your feminine in this energy, divine masculines, and it is all pointing towards getting to know your feminine, but that's the challenge. You haven't really done that yet, have you? It's been a lot of getting used to the way that this connection has thrown us this way and that. And so your unconditional love, your emotions are balancing out right now so that you can show up a little bit more in the physical. What can we see for the solution to this challenge? Reason, the Emperor. So we started with the Empress and we're getting the Emperor here. Abundance and reason. These are the two polarities, the two halves of the yin-yang. So yeah, this is the solution. Emperor and Empress to the table, please. So how are the feminines being instructed? Tower. Oh, I just heard. You get to decide what is good enough. Make it the all. Feminines, it is all or nothing. Don't unreasonably get your emotions hooked into a connection or the wishful thinking for a connection that isn't your everything. Let go of control completely. The Emperor is control. It can be unnecessary control paradigms. Let it all go. Let every single bit of it, and don't need to know how it will work out. Completely let go of the past. Wipe the slate clean. Let go of anything that you are observing is not up to par yet. And start fresh. And just declare, I know what I'm worth. I don't have to control it. I don't have to manufacture it. I don't have to know how it's all going to work out, but I know what I'm worth. And just be in that clean, crisp, new energy, feminines. How are the masculines dealing with this? This is bringing in communication. The masculines are going to start communicating. This is just a knight. It's not the king or the queen, but the royalty or the Emperor and Empress send out these knights as messengers. So there will be some communication coming from the divine masculines to their feminines, asking for certain information. This can be conscious or unconscious, I just heard. So every masculine that reaches out isn't necessarily understanding the deeper reason why they are curious to know that particular thing at this time. But they are curious to know, and isn't that a good thing? So there are unanswered questions that the masculines have. Remember, feminines, that doesn't mean that here we go, we're going into union. It just means that they are getting to know you by asking some questions about your character, about your nature. The Tower moment I'm getting is that we don't have to have it all figured out, and we don't have to have the masculines on a pedestal that they know how it's all going to go. But there is a sincerity coming in from the masculines that are genuinely wondering some things about the feminines. And so I'm getting, as this energy for the collective, that it is ripe for understanding yes or no as a shared experience rather than does my person think yes or no. It's now more of a collaborative decision and not needing to know ahead of time. We can know what it is for us, and they can know what it is for them. And now it's two people who know their truth, seeing if, when, and where that can work between the two. But there does seem to be some curiosity in the energy about that. What is the direction of the connection in the near future? Love. It's wove. So yes, love is in the air. How are the feminines experiencing this? The King of Pentacles, commitment. They really know that they want commitment, monogamy, true love. They want a masculine to fully show up. What are the masculines? Oh, the Mother of Wands. This is divine feminine. I just got, because this is the sexual pull, the queen, the most sexually attractive energy in the deck. And so the masculines are quite challenged by how incredibly gorgeous they feel you are, how attracted sexually they are, but they're trying to put that down because they love you more than just skin deep. Okay, so feminines are more than objects to the masculines, and the feminines are not willing to settle for less than commitment now. But this level of actual love connection, the two, is coming to the forefront here. Okay, that's some really good energy, some very mature, beautiful knowing going on. All right, many blessings, everyone, and good luck with that.